Okay, and we're back, and we're just going to dive right back in here today with more work on this big, giant, ridiculous Gundam model. Pretty much the same setup as yesterday. I don't know if the camera's in exactly the same spot or not, but I've cut out some of my, smaller pieces that were, from the other sets. I've got this bit here that I was looking for earlier. This is the LED piece that we'll be using to power the LED. Unfortunately, the batteries didn't come with it, so I had to order them, and they should be here tomorrow. Yeah, did a little poking around after the stream last night just to see what else we had, if there's anything else I was going to need to pick up, which, yeah, looks like there is. So, and today, yeah, the plan is we're going to start working on, the chest frame, torso frame, whatever. And then work on potentially, one second, let me see something here. Does chest frame include the pieces for chest frame 2? It does not. So I may need to do a little bit of assembly or whatever for the second bit of the chest frame today, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. This chest frame is a little over 4 pages of instructions. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I guess it's like 3 and a bit. 3 and a bit pages of instructions. That's not too bad. Then there's a chest frame 2. It's another page. So we'll see if we can get through that. If we happen to have more time, maybe we'll take a look at either the arms or the head after that, just to see where we want to go. But we're just going to kind of dive in. I've already separated out all the sheets that I'm going to need for it, so that I shouldn't need to go digging around as much this time looking for stuff. Should make it a little easier. Just going to kind of try and lay these out in a sensible fashion here. You guys will live there, right? If I set this here, how are we feeling about that? That'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just diving right in. So A1, gonna be burning through, and yeah, we're just putting on some more Warcraft music in the background for today. I was trying to think about what I wanted to have on in the background, and I can't really come up with a real solid answer on that. Actually, you know what I could do today, because I have all my bits assembled, because I thought ahead. I should be able to get away with moving my chair a little bit closer today so that I can be more in frame, hopefully, more often. I was I don't want to lean too far forward in the chair when I'm working on this, because it's just really uncomfortable leaning forward all the time, but I was if I get my chair a little closer, that'll help. There's a limit to how far I can do that, though. I'm basically with my chair pretty much pushed up against the edge of the desk right now. So, good. What's still attached on you? The U on the back? And yeah, I'm aware that this camera kind of cuts off here. Unfortunately, like I said, unless I can find a way to attach it to my head, this is touching the edge of my desk right now, and you can just see it in the bottom of the frame there, but this is at a right angle, and let me see when I can get it into the frame. Okay, that's at about a 45-degree angle. So anything on my desk needs to be kind of farther forward if I'm going to have it in shot, which can be a little awkward to work with. That's okay though. Yeah, we're just going to kind of continue the trimming and the cleanup and getting that all, hopefully, moving along. Nice. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay. You're done, and then there's a couple points on you, and this looks like this needs to slot into that other one, is the plan. Unfortunately, I have a feeling my camera focus is still going to be zooming in and out a little bit here, which is unfortunate, but I don't know of a better way to work with that. I was I could just set it to a flat focus, but then if I need to move it in closer or farther, I'm going to have to be playing around with that. Alright, you want this piece arranged like this, and this piece, is there a front versus a back? I don't think so. Looks like it's all basically the same front versus back, so I want the nub facing up, We put you in there, and you just kind of like, yeah, it'll just fall right out. Interesting. So you live there, then I need P1-6. And do I have, wait. Oh, this is a clear bit. So this is one of these bits up here, and it's this little guy here. I was like, I remember that I had to assemble a handful of pieces off, where I'm getting like 1 or 2 pieces off of another runner. I've got them all floating up there. Man, this came off super clean. So these clear bits, I think, are mostly being used. So up, it's upside down and slid into there. I think these are mostly for the lighting, because there's going to be lighting in this model eventually. And I think most of these clear bits are used to kind of channel the light to the appropriate point in the model. Just gonna real quick undo my hoodie before I get too warm in here and cook to death. Alright. Step 1. It wants me to pull this back slightly, it looks like, to about there. And then we're pushing another piece in from above. It's going to be piece A1-7, which is... if I can get the light to catch it. Ah, it's this guy right here. What are we doing here? To figure out the angle. This is unfortunately going to be one of those ones where it's not like the legs of the arm that I was doing yesterday, where like once I've done one leg I can just do the other one super quick, because the torso we've only got one of. There's no... it's not as much of a left and right, although there might still be some like left side, right side mirrored stuff in there. We'll see. How do they want this? There's like a little line coming off this side that wants down, that wants it angled away. I'm supposed to be pushing this into there. So we push this in like that. Is that correct? Oh, I see. That is correct, because now this is like hooked into that little clear bit, and it can kind of push the clear bit forward and backwards. I don't know why we want to push the clear bit on that. Oh, this is a button. I have a feeling that this is going to fit into place over this, and that you'll be able to use this to like push the button to activate the LED. Is going to be my guess that this is how you activate your LED. Potentially. Because it is popping that little button up. Interesting. What's up next? I need 16 and 17, and we're going to look very similar, so we need to make sure I keep them separated properly. These are both A1, these are A2. Alright, A2, 16, and 17. So these middle bits right here. Not 100% sure, again, what we're constructing here. Other than, you know, the chest. But there's a lot going on in that chest, so I'm not sure what any of this is actually going to end up connecting to, or how it's going to be utilized in the final mechanics of this thing. Which has been a lot of the fun of building it, to be honest, is seeing how this all ends up fitting together. You know, you start out building and you're like, oh, I don't know what the hell any of this is, or, you know, I have a picture of the big finished product, but like, some of this internal workings and stuff, it all gets covered up so much that you don't really see it as much. Okay, there's a bit of a rough spot on that curve there. Don't want that. Anytime I see a curved surface like this, like a perfectly circular surface, I'm like, okay, this is going to be like a slot or a rotational joint or something. I want to make sure we got that nice and smoothed out, just so that we're not binding and that we don't have any little slivers of plastic sitting inside of it. Alright, so that's my 16. This is my 17. We've got more bits here. Let's keep cutting towards my hand. That's fine. Totally what you want to do. Alright. Beautiful. Yeah, that's nice and smooth. Alright. Like, it's one thing if you've got like a tiny bit of a rough spot on a flat surface. It's going to be on the interior somewhere that isn't moving, because like, who cares, as long as they fit together fine, you know, doesn't make any difference really. But it's on the exterior, I don't like that, and if it's going to be anywhere that's moving, that's not ideal. Okay, next step. This attaches to this here. Doesn't say anything about how far to push it on, but let's assume we're supposed to push it all the way on. And this goes on the other side. So this gives me like a little bit of flexibility there. Okay. Ah, we're gonna need some stickers as well. From sticker sheet A. Sticker sheet A, which one is that? Give me my sticker sheets. Stickers A is... okay, it's this one. It is this one floating in the back. Are you stickers A? Doesn't really say, but it matches the stickers that I'm seeing here, so that's probably fine. We want stickers A number 5 onto the middle of the next part. So we need this clear bit here. We want it facing this way. And I want sticker 5, which is this black bit. I'm guessing this is like blacking out part of this so that there's not light coming through it, possibly. Just gonna carefully work you off of there. Not gonna lie, this doesn't feel very sticky. Yeah, so it wants this to go like in the middle of these two bits and flat onto there. And yeah, this doesn't seem like it's got any adhesive on it. That's a little weird. Why don't you have adhesive? Very strange. There's like no adhesive to this at all. Did some of the paper come with it? Is this supposed to not have this gray back to it? This is super weird. It's just got like a paper back to the sticker, and there's no like, there's no sticky. Now we could solve that problem with the tiniest little dot of glue. That is definitely, ah, there we go. Yeah, some of the paper backing came with it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use my knife, and we're gonna stick the corner of the sticker onto the knife. Peel that off like that. So I've got a nice flat knife surface to work with here. And then we'll just transfer it onto there. Knife slides away nice and smooth. This goes on nice and smooth. Then we can just use edge of my knife to flatten it out a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think it may have scratched a tiny bit, but if needed, I can always take a dab of black paint to cover that up if it's a problem, although I don't know that it will be. It's entirely possible this whole thing is going to be covered up inside of something anyway. But I've got plenty of black paint. Worst case scenario, we dab a little black paint on it. And then I'm looking for A1 Part 5. This big boy in the middle here. Slice this all up. Please don't fall off my desk. Need more desk or like holders for these sheets or something while I'm working on them. Would be really ideal. You'd think after all the Warhammer models I've built, I would have a better system in place for operating these sprues, but no, we just wing it. It's fine. Okay, so this bit goes here. Supposed to be placing this here. Trying to see how this is supposed to fit in. Oh, I see. There's two little pegs on it, and then we slide that in like that. Oh god, yeah, that little tiny scratch piece is going to be plenty hidden. I don't even know why that sticker is there. I don't think you're ever going to be able to see this bit. Maybe it's just because like where these lights are, if you didn't have that, there'd be like lighting up an area between some cracks or something. Interesting. What level of fancy does perfect translate to? That's what grade it is, yeah. This is the most fanciest model they've ever made. This is the So perfect grade is like the highest grade model of Gundam. And this particular one I'm building is perfect grade unleashed, which is a unique special designation just for this one. It is the most elaborate, advanced, fancy Gundam model they've ever built, or made. Yesterday, how's it going, Slayer? Hope you're doing well, by the way. We built like the frame for the legs, and like for some demonstration of how intricate this can get, like there is an insane degree of range of motion, and like if I can get this to move, you can actually see the pistons there will start to engage as you get the knees bent. This is all nice and stiff. It's honestly hard to move because of how stiff it is, and it'll just hold that. You know, if you wanna get this guy posed, I'm not holding this at all. This is hands free at this point. Like, it'll just hold whatever pose you want. You want to have him ready to kick a soccer ball? You got it. It is insane. There are so many small moving parts and interconnected bits, and this comes with a full lighting kit and metal parts, and whoop. I kicked some stuff off the table. No, it's fine. Nothing came off the table. But yeah, it's super fancy. I've never built an actual Gundam before. I've built a lot of Warhammer, and I've built a lot of Gun Plus style stuff. Like I have several Metal Gear models that are built in the like Gundam model style. These legs back, set up somewhere where they're out of the way. So yeah, this translates to incredibly complicated, which is fun. It's why I bought this. I got like a hiring sign-on bonus at work recently. It's like after 90 days, you got like a little sign-on bonus. And as a treat to myself, I was like, we're gonna pick one of these bad boys up because it looks cool. Where does this connect to? I have this lined up, right? You want... Oh, do you go here? You go over that. I see. Doesn't go like... I was trying to put it behind that clear piece. It goes like over that clear piece as like a cover to it. Interesting. Ah, and that little black sticker I had is just barely showing through there. Okay. Let's model more fancy statuette. God, Barbados Lupus Rex was like a 4-hour thing. Oh yeah, I did 4 hours just building the legs. It was 4 hours just cutting out and assembling the legs. That said, this is honestly, I'm amazed at how easy to work with this is. For the level of complexity, oh my god, I keep kicking my desk and knocking sprues off. There's not a lot of room here under my desk right now. My flight stick is sitting under there. Yeah, for the amount of complexity that's with it, unfortunately I don't think this camera is going to show it very well, but like, if I pull up my book, like when you start each section, it gives you the exact, oh god, the exact list of like which frames you're going to need, and then for the one, like, we're using everything on these frames here, so like, these are exclusively for building the chest. And then these ones here, they have little red marks to show you like, oh, we just want this piece, we just want this piece, we just want this piece, we just want, you know, whatever on there. And then as you go, I'm going to look for an example here. Here we go. When you see the little trash can symbol, that means you've now used up all the pieces on a sheet. You can just get rid of that one. So if you're following the directions in order, it makes it incredibly straightforward to just like keep track of what you're doing and work through it all. Plus, it's all push fit, which is insane. Like, there has been no glue used in this at all. It comes precast in the correct colors, so I haven't had that. Like, those legs weren't painted at all. That red and gold and everything else. That's just how it came. And it's got stickers and decals, and they're not water transfers. They're actual stickers, so you're not stuck dicking around with water transfers. So yeah, in general, I'm pretty impressed with the craftsmanship on this and the level of engineering that went into this. It's pretty darn remarkable. Next up, what am I building here? This is apparently part of the right side. I need A2 15. And yeah, coming from like Warhammer models and stuff, like I love Warhammer models. They make some great stuff, but like nothing on this degree of complexity. I mean, I have a what's the Space Marine big bulky tank? The big fancy one, not the Primaris one, the old. Not the Predator, that's the new one. Oh, what the hell is that thing called? Land Raider, that's it, it's the Land Raider. I've got an old Land Raider kicking around here somewhere, and it's got like the moving loading ramp where like there's the... I'll set this knife down a little carefully, where it's got like the two doors that'll kind of like, when you pull, this is like facing upwards and this is, you know, outwards. When you go out, it'll like automatically raise the other one with like an interlocked bit in the middle. And like, that was impressive, but this is, I mean, miles ahead of that. And honestly, like, price-wise, not unreasonable. This is definitely, I think, the most expensive Gundam model you can get. It's like $250 to $300, depending on where you find it. How this fancier set of better instruction flow than the cheaper set. It's nice not having to worry about glue, but outside of Barbados and the Gunvola, I just don't think I'll make any more sets. Yeah, this set is impressive. Like, I'm definitely impressed with the amount of technical craftsmanship that went into this. It's very user-friendly. It definitely feels like this was designed... Okay, hold up. I want this. This is subtle. I don't know if you can even see this on there, but there's like this little sticky out bit on the edge, and it's only sticking to the edge on one side. So I gotta watch real carefully to make sure I get this sunk in there correctly, because I think this is like, yeah, this piece here is kind of rubbery, and I think it's gonna be part of a ball joint to help like put some resistance on it. Do have some sentimental value. All the rest I know of, not specifically, so they don't mean much. Yeah, and also like I'm gonna say, like, I'm not like a huge Gundam fan. Like I don't really follow it. It's just that this specific model is insane. It's like the most detailed, intricate, complicated model I've ever seen. And I was like, I want to build this. I watched a video of Adam Savage from Mythbusters working on this. And, I mean, he was, like, blown away by some of the details. There's bits, I don't even have any to show you here. There's some crazy craftsmanship on this with some of the bits on these sprues are multiple different pieces that are interlocked on the sprue, like tightly interlocked to form like a moving joint cast on the sprue. Like you have to cut them off, but they're already like locked together. I don't know how you do that. I have no clue how that is even possible. As far as I know, from injection molding, that shouldn't be possible, but they've done it in several places on here. Like honestly, most of the like internal frame of the arms and legs come like that, where it's like precast as one solid piece, which makes your job a lot easier because you don't have to try to fit all that together by hand. I want A11 and A12 apparently. Okay. So yeah, just making it's very fun to build and very fun to kind of see how it's all like right now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where this piece is going to end up on the finished product. Like it's somewhere in the chest, but I don't know where, and I don't know what this is that I'm building right now. So it's been very fun to just, as you're building it, kind of see like how this all ends up fitting together and like how it's all coming together. Like what you know, oh, I see how this piece fits to that now. I see what this is designed for. Like when you're first building it, it's like this is just insane. Like there's so many little intricate parts here. The closest thing I've built to this was Kotobukiya did some Metal Gear kits. They had Metal Gear Rex, Metal Gear Ray, and Sahelanthropus. I think they technically did 2 different versions of Rex, but one of them is just like, it's funny because one of them is like the Metal Gear Solid 4 Rex where it's like damaged and it's like just, it's got pieces missing. And it looks like they actually just took the original Rex model and just didn't include some pieces. Which is funny. When I was building my Rex, I was like, oh, I could just stop here and I would have the like damaged version. Okay, so you want this into here. Okay. They got a Rex build kit? Oh, hell yeah. Do you want me to go grab mine? Do you want to see what it looks like? I can go grab... I have a finished one right here. I can go grab it. It's in the other room. It's not, like, terribly fragile either. And it's, like, this... Not quite this level of detail, but pretty close to this. Like, comparable, I would say. Let me, I can go grab... I have Rex, Ray, and Sahelanthropus. I bought all 3 of them. So, if you want to see what they look like, I can go pick them up and haul them over here. They even come with some dudes, some scale dudes. Like you get a liquid to sit inside of the cockpit. Gotta make a budget to make a statue outside. Here, 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna walk over and grab Rex. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Let me make some space to set Rex down here. This can go in the garbage. We can get that out of there. Alright. Set this aside for just a second. This is the piece I was working on. Cool. Everything's sliding off my keyboard. Wonderful. I need to get you picked up and brought over this way. Yeah, there's a full Metal Gear Rex. And all of this is movable. You can like pose it all. It's got like if I can do this without completely ruining the pose he's in right now, you can like extend and retract the legs. The feet are on like extendable and like rotatable butt things. The cockpit is fully like this bit's really awkward. It tends to pop out of its joint, but you can like lower and then like extend the cockpit forward the way it does. Oh yeah, it popped out of its joint. Nice. All right, beautiful. Get back in there, you. We're gonna keep that closed. It likes to pop out of its joint. But yeah, there's a fully functional the missile ports on the back. I'm gonna use my knife here a little bit to find these because they're really tiny. But yeah, the missile ports on the back open up, and there's actual like sculpted missiles in there. Railgun doesn't shoot, but it's it's there. It's there. There's you can pose the radome, you can angle all this. The back moves, everything moves. It comes with a little like a little hangar bay base. You got like this little hangar bay, and it's got a little stand so you can help support it if you have it in an awkward pose. Yeah, it's really neat. I haven't painted this one yet. This is just how it came, like, which is already like pretty darn close to the right color scheme. But yeah, it's even got some like on the nose. There's some little blue bits kind of cast in on the nose, which is neat to see. It's pretty darn cool. This was a very satisfying kit to build, and yeah, it's, as you can see, like freestanding. It'll hold its own. And then yeah, they've also done Sahelanthropus and Ray, which I do have in the other room, but I don't want to. I'm gonna run out of space here if I start bringing everything over. Maybe we'll do that next time. I'll just like each time I'll just bring over a different Metal Gear to take a look at, because yeah, they're pretty neat. And that's Kotobukiya, I think is the name of it. If you just Google Metal Gear Rex model kit, you can find it. There were 2 versions of that one. Well, technically there's 3. There was, oh god, can I get this settled in? There is a version that is what I have. There is a version that is all black and has like some skull printing and stuff on it. Where did I just set the... Oh god, I stood up to go get that, and I don't know where I set the instructions. Oh, they're there. They're under my coat, because I took my coat off. Got the roar echoing in my head. The Godzilla roar? Yeah. No, it's gold. Rex is awesome. Rex is the one that I got first as well. I was like, I saw that they had Rex. I was like, oh, it's such a cool design. So the Rex I got was out of stock when I ordered it. And they had a Metal Gear Ray in stock, but I was like, I don't really like Ray. I think Ray doesn't look as good. Like, I don't like all the, like... How would you call it? Like, slightly more biological, I guess, look of Ray. I think that doesn't look as interesting to me. 'Cause it's all curved and, like, organic looking. I guess that's the word I would use, organic. And I don't actually like that in my robots. Yeah, the organic flow. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I agree. That is a good way to describe it. Yeah, I don't prefer that in my robots. I like my mechs a little chunky. Honestly, even this isn't my favorite Gundam. My favorite Gundam's like Death Scythe, probably, but like, I find this guy too human looking. I don't want my robots to just look like people. I want them to look like weird robots. You know, like that's what I like out of my mechs. I don't need them to just be a person. So like Rex being just a weird dinosaur is like awesome. That thing's so cool looking. I will say I do like Sahelanthropus. I think Sahelanthropus is honestly a pretty cool design. And the model's very neat. The model's like a little over a foot tall. It's huge. Thing's absolutely mad. If I bring that in, I'm going to have to like lay it sideways and like pan it across the camera, because there's no way, like, if it's standing, it's going to be about like the top of it will be like here, possibly higher. It's massive. We need to real quick make sure I'm putting this piece in right. This piece goes this way, this piece goes this way, and we slide this in. This is going to be my left side that I'm building, so I need... Here we go. But yeah, after building that Rex, I was like, man, that thing was so cool, like so fun to build, that I ended up going and buying Problems of Scale, even with scaled down. Yeah, Sahelanthropus is enormous. This thing is going to be, again, a struggle to fit on camera. I may have to, like, rework my camera rigging at some point here to try and come up with a way to show this. Right now, I basically just have my camera. I have, like, a over-the-top webcam on my like monitor, and I just like flipped it over so it's just looking straight down the monitor. Which is why things on my side of the desk, like if I go straight up, I'm like wildly out of shot. I have to go really far forward. Like my arm is fully extended right now, and then like, yeah, it's weird. But I might have to. Like, I might move it over there and just have it looking sideways across this. Oh, God. Maybe then I'll also be able to find a way to get my friggin' sprues to stop sliding across my desk. That'd be fantastic. Alright. Right side. I'm going to go over here. Left side, we're going to clean up a little bit. It's like, right now I'm just building, like, the pieces. Like, there's... You gotta build the torso and the legs and the arms and the head, and then it all kind of slots together as you go. So we should be fine for now. But once we get it all starting to get assembled, I suspect we're going to have problems. You're part of my left side. And we'll see. I've bought the most expensive Gundam you can buy first. So there's a possibility that I'm going to end up enjoying this so much that I'm going to end up picking up other kits. I don't know. We'll see. I will say I do really like how many moving parts and bits and engineering things there are. I prefer building models to painting them. It's even my problem in Warhammer. I have a lot of built Warhammer models, and they take forever to paint them because I don't find it as interesting painting them. So we'll see. Maybe this is going to be... How does it want this to go together? It wants this on this side, right? Like this? That look about the equivalent to this, except backwards? Yeah, that looks like it's about equivalent to that, except backwards. Okay, perfect. So then this goes in here. Yeah, I definitely find myself enjoying the, like, smooshing it all together and making a big fancy assembly kit out of it. Why won't you... Why won't you go on there? What is your problem? Oh, is it... Is I'm an idiot? Is that the problem? No. Oh no, the problem wasn't me being an idiot. What is the problem? Okay. Piece 1. There. Assembled like that. Correct. Do I need to rotate this? Does that need to come up a little bit, maybe? And then piece 2 goes like this. And then we should be able to just shove that together. Is that fine? Why was that not working before? Maybe it was just rotated slightly the wrong way. I feel like nothing changed, and then it just fit together, but whatever. That's okay. I think we're good. I don't know, again, I don't know what I've built here. I've got something. Possibly an arm socket? Jesus, this is a lot. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on at one time in this, so I need to take this part here. Step 1. I need to bring this rotating bit outwards. Then I take my frame and I hold it like this. But then it shows it being down. Wait, I want it like this. And then we put this into here. Just shove it in there. Okay. And then we push it back in. This now, okay, so that can flex. Oh, I see. So this lets it flex that way. This lets me angle it farther out if I need to, and still I can still rotate it. And then this will let it flex that way, and then this ball joint will let it flex that way. So it's got full 3-axis range of motion and the ability to extend outward slightly. Okay, I see how that fits together. This is totally going to be where the arm's attached to. We are giving our boy some armpits here. And yeah, this is just going to be designed so that it has three axes to rotate around, and still have the ability to like extend as needed. So interesting. I wonder what that's about. There's like a piece here that pushes a little button up. I feel like it's going to be this. I feel like this. Oh, totally. This lighting bit is gonna. Oh yeah, and it fits right into that button slot. Is gonna go. This is like the LED piece there, and that's totally gonna go right into there. I see. And that little bit will be how you activate the button. So pushing this like down is gonna be how you turn the lights on and off. Interesting. I was wondering about that. I was wondering how the lights functioned, like how you'd be able to toggle them. I was like, there has to be a way to like turn them on and off, but everything's going to be so contained internally that I don't know how you'd get it a switch or something. Or like change the batteries. Granted, I still don't know how you're going to change the batteries. Maybe this, because this is up at the top. Rat hole looking for kits. On Rex and a Juggernaut already. Oh no. To be fair, Rex wasn't outlandishly expensive when I bought him. I don't remember how much he was, to be honest, but it wasn't insane. It was like, yeah, I can justify that as my monthly entertainment budget, you know, my monthly hobby expense for the time being or something. It wasn't insane. And the Ray's really cool too. The Sahelanthropus really cool as well. I do enjoy all of them. Okay, so all these are up, and you clip on to the switch. So this is the thing going to control my lighting. And it's got a clip on the top of it now for something. And these lights have to be frontwards, right? Yeah, this would totally be the front of the chest here. And these are like forward-facing lights. Got nipple lights. Okay. This goes here. A1. I need part 3. Okay, this looks like central torso, maybe? See some ball sockets and stuff like that. I don't think how long it took me to build Rex. It was like 2 nights of about 6 hours apiece to build them. About 12 hours. A little longer, I'm sure, if you want to get really careful with your filing and stuff. I'm usually just still like, I'm going to be painting over most of them anyway, so we just kind of sand it down a little bit. Get it smooth and we're good to go. They did a pretty good job on that Rex too, from what I remember, of like all of the connection points on the model were not visible for the most part. They were internal. once you were done assembling it, so you didn't really have to worry too much about, like, all your points. Okay, so next up, you want me to take part V and put part V, which is this gold bit, into that ball socket, and then take this bit and slide this kind of piston-y bit into there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to sink that into that ball socket and then slide this piston into there. Oh my god, it's so tiny. There's like a little ball joint on the end of this piston that kind of slides into that, and this full thing can like wobble around. This is going to be a pain in the ass to assemble, I can already tell you that. 20 bucks on this sucks. All those little moving parts with ball joints on the end of them that I'm going to assume I'm now going to have to attach something to. I'm sure this is going to be an absolute treat. Oh good, more ball joints. There's a ball joint on this part as well. Everything's going to be loose and wobbling around while I'm trying to attach it. That's what you like to see. That was like when I was assembling that Rex cockpit. Oh my god, it's so wobbly and so finicky getting it to like stay in place. It's an area that there's a couple spots on there that like I would recommend dry fitting and then figuring out which parts are going to be like non-moving and potentially applying a little bit of glue to them. Just to like get everything held in place. Because like sure it's push fit, but like sometimes it's a good idea just to put a little bit of glue on there just to make sure that it's not wobbling around where it shouldn't be. Particularly in areas where you got a lot of motion going on, you don't want to have spare bits flopping around. That's no good. Keep your floppy bits where they're supposed to be. Alright, perfect. I want this clear piece up here. Wonderful. So I'm guessing light has to probably travel through this. And then it wants me to put some stickers onto this as well. So we gotta get my stickers back out. So part 1 and part 2. Part 2 is going to go like this. And it's saying to take sticker 6 and put it on the inside. God, why? It's a reflective bit. Okay, is this like to help channel light through the inner workings of this? Like a reflective sticker. Okay. So we take this sticker and we put it that right? It's like a mirror finish on this thing. I mean, that looks pretty good. This must be to just help like reflect light, because there looks like there's gonna be light like channeled through this clear bit is my guess, because there's like one central LED node in the middle here and it like has light that travels everywhere else in the model. I'm guessing this is just reflective surfaces to like keep the brightness at a high intensity. Come on. Okay. So then you are going to go onto there and push this down so that it's flat. Okay. Interesting. I'm wondering if this is going to be something I'm going to be able to see, or if this is just doing this so that you have it, again, to help improve how well light flows through it. Because it certainly doesn't look like I'm going to be able to see it. It looks like I'm supposed to have this, like, slotted into here. And then this slotted into here. So there's this little clear bit sticking out the top. And yeah, those reflective stickers are like in there. So there's no way that's going to be visible. This must just be to, like, channel light. The only thing I can think of that would make any sense. So we built part one, then I'm supposed to take both of these and slide them away. And take this bit and lower it in, and then click these ball joints into this. Ah, yes, there's the... here, we're going to try something. What if I take this whole silver bit out? And then we can just slide it back into the tube when we're done. That might be way easier than trying to trying to slide this in that way. If I just, like, slide this in now, I think I was right. I think that was much easier. And then we need to get this ball joint in now, but now that other one's in, so it'll help hold it in place. Now both my ball joints are in, and I've got... Does this ball joint, like, snap into there? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this snaps into there. Now this bit can, like, wobble around a tiny bit. It's honestly not a huge range of motion, but, like, it is some motion. So I'm assuming this is, like, the neck. And then this is gonna, yeah, those pistons and stuff are designed to, are gonna be visible, and you'll be able to have the neck kind of pose however you want. And then there's a ball joint for the head on top of that. Because we need an independently moving neck and head, because having just one would be clearly insufficient for a robot kit. A little insane. And then this goes into here. Okay, so the LED is going to end up living in here. Oh, and that's why this doesn't have anything. Okay, there's no, like, super firm, like, bits holding this in. So I'm assuming if I go in from the back here, I'd be able to, like, lift this out a little bit. Potentially. Yeah, I can. You can shimmy that up a little bit, and I'm sure this will all eventually just slide right off. Potentially. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It wants it on there for now, so we'll put it on there for now. That all snaps into place. This is now on top of here. Beautiful. Sticker sheet, you go up there. Next bit is on frame A2. Is going to be number 22, which I think is this weird collar looking thing down here. Okay, collar removed. And there's 2 of part 24. So we can just get these into place. I'm trying to remember which little miniature figures came with that Rex. I know there was a liquid. I know there was a snake and a gray fox. And there were 2 of one of them. And I don't remember if it was Gray Fox, like, standing with one arm, like he was holding up the leg, or if it was like a two poses a snake, like one standing and one where he's kneeling with the rocket launcher. Because I know, like, specifically on the back of the box, they showed that you could recreate like the scene where there's definitely a laying down Gray Fox with his arm torn off. Because you can recreate the scene where he's on the ground about to get crushed to death by the foot. So if you wanna have a traumatic diorama on your table, you can go ahead and do that. I don't remember if Ray and Sahelanthropus came with any minifigs. I think they did. I think there was a little Psycho Mantis. It's two gray foxes, Liquid sitting and Snake with the stinger. Gotcha. I was like, I couldn't remember if it was two gray foxes or two snakes. I did think it was a little funny that the gray fox they gave you is the, like, absolutely the most traumatic version of Gray Fox that they could have possibly put in there. That facing down, we stick that bit into there, and then we're going to rotate it up. That bit facing down, we stick this into there, and then we're going to rotate it up. Okay, collar. Then we need A219. And it's warning me to be careful when I trim this, because there are little pegs that stick off the model that meet the sprue, so you gotta be careful that you don't clip the pegs off while you're clipping the sprue off. I like that these instructions warn you about that, because the Metal Gear ones didn't. I had to do a little bit of repair work, fancy repair work on one of the feet, because there was a peg that was like, the connection point was perfectly in line with a peg. I clipped it too close to the model and took the peg off. I had to glue one thing. Seems like iconic though. Oh yeah, that whole bit is incredible. I was playing through Soul Reaver and Legacy of Kain, like Blood Omen and all that recently. And I was talking at one point about how, like, it's one of the, like, most iconic voice acting performances in history, and it's like right around that era where, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 was coming out, Soul Reaver was coming out, and, like, voice acting in video games took such a huge step up in that era. Like, there's so many just incredible performances from that kind of era of gaming, which is very, very fun. Okay, A1, 8, and 9. How does it want this going together? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid's another one of those, like, if it didn't have the same voice acting cast in there from the original, I don't think that game would have been received anywhere near as well. They brought so much to that script with their performances. I'm actually curious if the, like, Japanese voiceover is as well regarded. I don't speak Japanese, so, like, I can't really tell from listening to it. I've heard some of the lines before, just because I wanted to hear what, like, Japanese Solid Snake sounded like. But I've never really found any, like, you know, reviews from Japanese players on, like, do they revere the Japanese voice actor for Snake as much as we kind of, like, look up to David Hayter. Voice performances and music, yeah, it's incredible. It's one of those ones where, like, when they were talking about, on and off over the years, there's been talk about, like, oh, they're gonna do a Metal Gear Solid movie, and, like, I don't think we need to. I mean, like, we've already got one. It's called Metal Gear Solid. You should go play it. All right. How does it want these pieces assembled? It wants me to hold this piece like this, and to then take this piece, swivel the ball around this way, and shove it into here. So then we've got like 2 of the balls standing near each other. Burn the parts so that they are this way, like this. Supposed to put it in at an angle and then tilt it upright. So we're taking this whole contraption here. Oh, what am I looking at here? Okay, we're taking this whole contraption here. We are sticking this in at an angle and then turning it upright. Why am I sticking it in? Oh, I see, because there's a peg that's to go through a little slot here. So you stick it in at an angle, then you turn it upright, and you slot that into there. Why does the back have this on there and then this whole thing? You can like, oh, is like the backpack with like the jetpack on it actually like posable? That might be what's happening here. Guns of the Patriots got way more. Oh, Guns of the Patriots is insane. I streamed through all the Metal Gear games way, way back, and like, it was a. I had to plan that very carefully for like, where do we put my parts? Like, you know, yeah, because I need to think like, okay, there might be like a 45-minute unskippable cutscene coming up. Like, I'm gonna need to kind of plan around so that when I'm streaming, I'm not like, you know, okay, maybe I can go for like another half hour here, and then we're like 10 minutes later we start an unskippable cutscene that lasts for 45 minutes. Like, I had to very carefully kind of plan out like, okay, where are some good breakpoints? Where can I sensibly, how much are we going to do in a day, and what can I sensibly do in a day? And then like plan the longer bits for days where I was like, okay, I don't have to work tomorrow. I can afford to sit here for 3 hours and watch them rehash the entire plot of Metal Gear Solid 3 for me. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that Guns of the Patriots is my least favorite Metal Gear game. I know a lot of people love it. I don't hate it. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I also don't think it's a great game. I think it was a little too full of itself. It's kind of getting into that, like, sometimes great directors need someone around to tell them no. Like, you've gone too far here. We need to rein it back in a little bit. And I think Kojima is one of those directors. Sometimes you need a good recap. How's it going, RMK? Hope you're doing well. Hey, is that right? Oh, okay. How's it going, man? Yeah. No, we're doing well here. But yeah, no. Sometimes you need a good recap. It is. Oh God, MGS 5 or 4 is just insane. It's super fun, but the gameplay to cinematic ratio is a little wonky, and the way the guns worked in that, we had to like buy them and unlock them, was super wonky. I was never a big fan of that. Oh my God, there's so many little moving bits in this. Trying to make sure I've got this all like assembled and centered is going to be a never-ending process. Okay, I think that's that. Oh wait. This is on the bottom. This isn't even the back. So like this is like in the middle of the torso. Oh, you can probably tip the torso to either side, and that's what these are there to support, is like allowing the torso to tilt. Oh my God, why? Okay, next step. It wants me to take this whole thing and attach it Oh, onto here. So we attach that and that onto there. Okay, so now we've got like most of a torso. And yeah, this bit can like extend and retract and swivel a little bit. And like, oh, we can bend at the... You can bend forward at the waist. And this bit is movable down here slightly. Oh my god, there's so much. There's so much unnecessary range of motion on this. Point where you get too many in the series, it's overshadowed by their better parts. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, topping Metal Gear Solid 3 was going to be a hell of an ask to begin with. Metal Gear Solid 3 is arguably one of my favorite video games. It's fantastic. So 4 was in a rough spot. OG 3, 2, 4, I would agree with that. I think that's about where I would put it too. 2 is, again, it's a fun enough game, but it's a lit... There's so many cool mechanics in it that aren't used. That are just there to be like a neat little gimmick in the background. And when you start interacting with all that stuff, it's super interesting. But like, that actually is like detracts from the gameplay a lot of the time. Like, in order to do that, you have to just be messing around. Which is awkward. Whereas like, you know, you play 3 and all the weird little gimmicky stuff in 3 fits like super integrated into the gameplay. If I was this far removed, it can't count. Arguably it's not finished. I mean, I would say it 100% wasn't finished. I mean, we've seen some of the cutscenes and stuff. I did enjoy 5 too, I'll say that. Like, 5 is a super fun game to play, particularly the, I can't remember the name of the mode. The, like, defend your base, invade other people's bases, whatever the hell that was. That was super fun. FOB system, that was super fun. I spent way too much time just invading people's bases and kidnapping all their dudes. Oh, wait, that wasn't right. I want you kind of bend outwards a little. And then I'm supposed to take this. And this goes into here somehow. I see it. Put my finger inside there. That'll help. Give me some leverage. Alright, there we go. That's in. And then this is probably going to be the same thing, but just on the other side, yeah. Okay, so then we need to put this like into there. Okay, so now we've got like a slightly more covered torso. It's actually got like some chest definition here. Like we've got like the pecs and then the stomach kind of going on. All right. Are we going to give this boy a six-pack? Next up. 21. And 22, and we're done with another sheet. Sweet. But we'll definitely finish this bit today. That should be doable. Get this out of there. I think I put on just like a random World of Warcraft background ambience thing. I'm trying to think of where this is without looking. I think this is Azure Mist Isle. I think we were in Alliance. Is it going in alphabetical? I think we were in Alliance Inns when we started. We're now into Azure Mist. Curious. Am I right? Yeah, it's totally Azure Mist. Alright. Kind of sad I didn't find Ligers here or Panzer on this site. The other kits and broke now, so it doesn't matter too much. That's the limiting factor in a lot of hobbying is do I have the money for it? That's why I was able to afford this one right now, is I just got that little sign-on bonus, so like I could treat myself a little bit. And I got this on a sale. It was around Christmas time, and one of the sites was running a sale, so I was able to order it as a sale. I'm sure they think some kid's probably very happy. No, it's me. The kid is me. Alright. Sand that off. That'll be fine. Alright, so 21 and 23. I need... How are they showing this? This bit forward, like this, with a slot there and a little fin sticking off the bottom, is supposed to clip onto... Ah, I see them. In here, I think. Am I supposed to like pull this down a little? Yeah, okay, totally. Pull this down a little. And then in here, kid is happy. Oh, I'm very happy. The big kid. Oh, God. Gonna lurk? Yeah, thanks for stopping in. I hope I haven't set your bank back too much with those Metal Gear models, because they are quite cool. They get a positive rating from me. Okay, hold up. Why aren't you clipping into there properly? Can I get my finger behind that to get some leverage? I feel like I need like a mallet. Give it a little whack. Some percussive maintenance to get that piece slotted in there. I would almost say you should have put this on first, but I don't think you could have, because this needs to be held in place. How am I going to tighten that in there any further? What if we take this other side up a little? Let me check if we... Okay, one sec. We're going to test something. We're going to try the other side and see if it goes on the same way on the other side. If it does, maybe that's just how it's supposed to go. It doesn't say anything about make sure these parts are, like, pushed all the way in, which it has done several times on here. So, if I shove you onto there, and you onto there... you actually go in even less. That feels wrong. Definitely feels like it's supposed to, like, slot all the way in there. I can even see a hole where it would slot all the way through, but it's just not going all the way through. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it, and if we come back later and have to attach something to that, that's a problem. We'll figure that problem out then. We can see if we can loosen that off. I could always use my knife here if I need to loosen it up a little bit, and then we can try to sand down the peg or something just to get it a little more flexibility. But right now it is like all on there. I'll assume that's going to be fine for now. Okay, we're now assembling the quote core block. Also, yeah, that sheet was gone. Beautiful. That's this bit. I need the chair and piece B3. It's like this pilot seat. I don't know. I don't know much about Gundam. I know a little, but not a lot. Most of my Gundam knowledge is secondhand. And then, yeah, this bit here. Like, I've learned a fair bit recently just from reading up on this thing and looking into, like, design process. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking a bunch to see if there were any other of the, like, high-end, perfect grade, like the Unleashed kits, that weren't RX-78, because he's one of my least favorite Gundams. I just think he looks too much like Optimus Prime. Or, if we're gonna be honest, it's probably that Optimus Prime looks too much like him, but it just didn't grab me. Like, the design and the color scheme are just too similar. I think RX-78 came first, if I'm not mistaken. And that Optimus Prime likely copied his design. Although, to be fair, I don't know who designed him. Maybe they're even designed by the same person. Who knows? I don't think they were, but could be for all I know. Okay, I need circular piece on this goes into the back of the chair and then rotates forward. Oh, this is like a heads-up display. I see. There's like a little drop-down swing arm heads-up display. Why is there all this detail on a chair that's like absolutely going to be buried inside of this thing somewhere? You're never going to be able to see this. I like that. I'm happy that there's this much detail on something that you're never going to be able to see. It's the kind of thing like when I built my where is he? When I built this guy, my Imperial Knight, there is 100% a cockpit in there that is fully painted and has a finished little dude sitting inside of it, and there's no way to open it without a hammer. Well, no one will ever see that cockpit and that guy that I've painted in there now that I've like sealed him away inside of his walker. But like, he's in there. I know he's in there. Get that guy back out of the way. All right. I lost where I was. Where was I? I was on part 6. Right, we were clipping this bit off. I was talking about all the hidden details on models that you just never see once they're fully assembled. Okay, part 6 and part 5. So, some more pegs here that I gotta watch. Alright. Not quite done with this yet, although we are very close to being done with that sheet. Man, this is neat. So much detail. So many little bits, so many little greeblies, so many little tiny little additions of detail and curvature and colors, and I can see where there's going to be stuff that's going to slide into other stuff. I'm trying not to stab my finger there while I slide that knife across. That was not the best angle to do that at, honestly, but it's okay. We didn't die, so we're fine. I'll have a nice live recorded documentary of how I stabbed myself when I go to the ER. They ask me what happened, I'll just tell them to pull up the timestamp. Fine. Alright. God, can you imagine going to an ER and just being like, oh yeah, sorry, I cut myself. I'm like, well, what were you doing? And you just pull up a Twitch video? It'd be insane. Don't do that. Or maybe do that. I don't know. I'll ask them next time I'm down there. I can find out whether or not they'd prefer someone have a video documenting how they injured themselves. Maybe they would like that. I don't know. Oh god, that has to go in there, and then that needs to get like pushed into place. We're gonna use the back of my knife to slide that in. There we go. So that chair is now in there. There is actually still a movable, yeah, drop down little heads up display that can slide down. Insane. God, dogs got distracted. Yeah, I got distracted by dogs, right? I'm doing well. I'm doing real well. I've been having a ton of fun with this. Work's going real well. I got the new job working at the hospital. That's been going super well. It's how I afforded this. That's pretty darn nice. Okay, wait, hold up. I need N2. Thank you. Oh, the hospital's going great. Very cool people all around. Pays extremely well. It pays me fancy Gundam money. We'll put it like that. Yeah, overall doing pretty darn well. Had a decent holidays. Just got back today. We went out and visited my dad for a little bit. That was nice. Hope your holidays went well. Hope that was all good. Stick this all together. Oh god. Okay, so this. This red bit goes onto the bottom of this bit. Sweet. Bunch of Legos I want to put together. I started wanting to get my hands on some Gunpla for the first time. This is the first time I've actually done official Gunpla. I did the Metal Gear kits that are like Gunpla style kits. They are that same level of detail and intricacy. But I've done a bunch of Warhammer. I've got piles of Warhammer floating around here. I've got I showed when I was cutting these guys out and starting to paint them my little skeleton dudes. I got a whole pile of these guys floating around over the right of me here. I've got my walkers. I've got that big tank I showed earlier. We've got all the Space Marines you could ever want floating around. I'm surrounded by models. Digimon. Whoa, hold up. I love Digimon. What kind of Digimon do you have? I'm a big fan. I didn't realize they made models of those. I guess I never thought to look. Angemon? Wait, what? Whoa, what does that look like? Oh my god, I gotta look that up. I was like, yeah, man, I'm a first season Digimon fan for sure. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I didn't know this was an option. Digimon model kit. Oh my god, there's a whole fucking pile of them. What is all this? What are all of you? Oh my god, there's a War Greymon. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, I see this Angemon here. Oh, you're really cool. Where'd the War Greymon go? There's also a Metal Garurumon, which I do enjoy. Digimon Adventure Standard Amplified Metal Garurumon. Where's my War Greymon though? Oh my god, they've got Black War Greymon? Oh no. And Omegamon? Oh no, I can't have this. We need to get off this website. Okay, hold up. We're back. We need to get the hell out of there. Angemon Patamon, my favorite? Yeah, for sure. I love all those first season ones. Like Series 1 was so good. Series 2 is also quite good. 3 and 4 I didn't really care about as much, I will say. Wait, remake? No, I knew there was like Digimon Tri or whatever, and I thought that was like a continuation. I was looking for DVDs of the original for ages, and they like never released like an official DVD set, but they did like there's one out there. Um and it's like the jankiest like recorded onto VHS off of a DVD off of like their home TV recording. It doesn't have any options or subtitles or anything available for it. It's the only one that was ever released. It's so frustrating. And it comes in like a box set of like all the first 4 seasons. It's not, and like the original series isn't available streaming anywhere. It's just such a pain watching that show, which is a damn shame because it's amazing. They remade season 1 on. Ah, crap! I don't even know if I have Crunchyroll. It's subbed only, but still, yeah. I think I canceled my Crunchyroll a little while back when there was a big controversy where they were apparently like stealing a bunch of fan mail. They'd been taking fan mail that was sent to them and just opening it up and taking all the gifts and handing them out to their employees. And it was like, well, that's bullshit. So I wasn't using it terribly much, so I was just like, look up the login. I may look into that. I might honestly, Bethany might have it. I'll have to see. It's pretty not great. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. I'll have to look into that, because I didn't realize they remade it. Interesting. Is it just like the same story, but just like... Or is this supposed to be like a... What was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? When they redid like that, we're trying to stick more accurate to the manga. Although I don't even know if Digimon was based on a manga. I'm not gonna lie. Digimon definitely felt like it was like reactionary to Pokemon. like somebody said, hey, we could make some money on this, and just started going. Granted, they didn't sell enough toys. Digimon needed more toys. I think Digimon could have sold toys like hotcakes. Like, I remember they had the little Tamagotchi things back in the day that were like the little Digivices, and those were cool as hell. Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. You know, I don't think I've never gotten around to watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Or playing the card game. I don't know anything about either of them. Pokemon Digimon figures that transform into. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Is it like the evolutions? Like, can you you transform them between the evolution stages? Because that would be a super cool idea. Oh, God. Can't do this to me. I'm going to end up going out and buying a mountain of these things. Watch majority of Yu-Gi-Oh! Series still on all the cards I've ever bought. Nice. I used to be big into Magic the Gathering. That was my card game of choice. And I spent far too much money on it, and then eventually the competitive scene got unlivable. It was just the most obnoxious group of people after a while, and I stopped. Got way too like try-hardy. Alright. Push that together. Push that together. This is on. Does this flip down? That is lined up exactly the way I want it. Okay, good. This piece can flip up. And now I'm supposed to take this kid and set you with this pilot. Oh my god, he's even got like a little snap thing for the pilot. The pilot actually snaps in. That's insane. I kind of figured you were just going to be flopping around in there. Agumon to War Greymon. Interesting. That's still cool. Just wanted to, oh man, if I would hope it wasn't, I mean, I guess I'd be amazed if it was, I would hope it would be the whole line, but I wouldn't imagine that would be possible. That would take some kind of magic if you could go through the entire, like, evolutionary line of them. Alright, so we've got, like, a cockpit here with my pilot firmly embedded. What do we do next? Next up is more work on the main torso, and I'm guessing this pilot is gonna, like, slot into there at some point? Potentially? Ah, yes. Okay, I see how this fits together. My god. Love Magic Gathering, the community can be all over the place. Yeah, I've been really. Commander seems to have been kind of bringing it back to the level of like enjoyment that I want out of Magic the Gathering, where it's more about the deck building and then like creative thinking and stuff, and problem solving. Competitive just got miserable in the like. I was last playing around like 2010, and it was god awful. It was like the height of like people had figured out how to look up deck lists and odds calculators online, and so they just like net deck off of like what the last whoever won the last tournament, whatever the highest performing decks online were, and you just go buy all those cards, and a mess, just a mess. Balance was awful. I have a favorite buddy Matt. I play Commander with each other on tabletop sim all the time. Just deck build online. Oh, that's the way to do it then. Yeah. I've been buying some Magic cards lately. I'm not playing at all, but I've been picking some cards up. I bought the Warhammer, like, whatever the crossover Warhammer thing was called. I bought that because I'm a big Warhammer fan, so I had to get all my Warhammer characters on there. And then I bought the Fallout ones. Again, big Fallout fan, gotta have those. And then every time we've been going out to buy groceries, they've got a little card kiosk in the lobby, and they've got the Brothers War set, which I didn't realize was even a set. I don't even know how old that is at this point. I want to work on a Mothman deck, yeah. Yeah, he's real cool. But I was a fan of Magic way back in the early 90s when like the original Brothers War novel was out, and I loved that novel. It's one of my favorites. It's unfortunately kind of outlandishly expensive these days. I was looking for a copy of the Brothers War novel, and it's like, I don't know what happened. It's like thousands of dollars, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, a copy of that book is running like literal thousands of dollars right now, and I don't understand how. So I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to go reread that book. But I've been picking up some of the cards because I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll get like an Urza or a Mishra. I looked up and saw that they finally got cards. I loved those characters, so I have not yet gotten them. I don't even know if it's a set they're from. I could very well be buying cards from a set that they're not even in, hoping to get them. Should probably look into that a little bit. Like online for the Assassin's Creed. Oh, are the Assassin's Creed cards out already? I didn't even notice that. I saw they were doing more of those crossovers. I know a bunch of the Magic community is very up in arms about these crossovers because they're like, oh, this isn't Magic the Gathering, it's Fortnite. Mishra actually has multiple cards in that set? Yeah, cool. Mishra's awesome. Such a prick. Like, I don't know if you ever read the novels that he was in, but like, God, he was a douchebag. Urza wasn't much better, to be fair, but you're supposed to feel a little more sympathetic towards Urza. Alright. This goes on the back. Somewhere about here-ish. That's one thing that I think kind of... I'm safe. I can mark myself as safe from becoming addicted to Magic the Gathering again. Because they don't print novels anymore. There's no new books. And like, the hell, man, that's half the fun of it for me. That screen came out and overall it sucked pretty hard. Good. A few good cards, they made it special smaller pack and changed a different price to micro set. Print runs are pretty meh. Oh, okay. So instead of doing those like big, like 400-ish card releases, they did like a smaller set. I suppose that makes more sense. I think it was a little goofy that they were doing these like big 400 part sets for like Fallout and Warcraft and stuff like that. 'Cause it's like, man, do we need this many cards out of these? I don't know that we do. I think they did the same thing with Lord of the Rings. There's like a whole mountain of Lord of the Rings cards. I think it'd be more well received if they were like single 60 card decks that just kind of hit the highlights. Because you could always go back and do another one later if you wanted to. If you're like, oh man, we got more ideas for this, you can go back and do another run of it. Although I suppose licensing might get a little messier with that. I don't know. I don't know how hard it is to convince people to let you print Magic the Gathering cards of your merchandise. Okay. Step 1. It wants me to take this and clip this into this. And then... Oh, that didn't want to stay in there. Hold up. Take this, clip this into this, and then push this back. And this is supposed to, like, go down, like, flat. Oh, okay, I see how this goes. This goes, like, in the... Oh my god, what is the point of this? Because this is somehow attached to the button that controls the light. Like, if you push that down, that somehow allows you to press the light button. Marvel, Final Fantasy, Doctor Who, SpongeBob, Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Warhammer, Walking Dead, Transformers, what the hell? Wait, is MLP, is that My Little Pony? Is that what, is that real? Is that a thing? Oh my god. Yeah, okay, I think I understand why some of the Magic fans are maybe getting a little Fortnite? Wait, is there Fortnite Magic the Gathering cards? Because I'd been seeing people joking about like Magic the Gathering was turning into Fortnite, where it was just like it didn't have its own identity anymore. It was just like a bunch of like pop culture crossovers. Unset. Oh, nothing official. Oh, okay. Secret Lair did one. Okay, gotcha. That's a little more reasonable. So like the Fallout ones were like actual official. Like 6 cards that got reskinned as Fortnite cards. That's so goofy. Like the Fallout ones and stuff, that was like actual official Magic the Gathering. Granted, I think they were not tournament legal, although I think I heard something about that might have changed now, and they are going to allow them in tournaments, which I'm sure will go over very well, and no one will be upset. Okay, hold on. So this goes into here, and then we rotate this forward like that. There are like 3 or 4 MLP original cards. That's wild. So yeah, most of the like Fortnite jokes I've been hearing were just talking about the fact that it was just becoming crossover stuff. Like you weren't getting the same original identity that you got. And I think that's also, with them not doing books anymore, like there's not like a story to like connect you to those characters as much. Granted, let's be real here, most Magic the Gathering players weren't reading the books. They didn't know who the hell these characters were or what the lore behind them was. But I liked that aspect of it. I thought it was always nice. Commander Legal Universe Beyond cards are going to be standard legal starting with the upcoming Final Fantasy full set. Yeah, I saw that. I saw they were doing Final Fantasy one. Okay, so that's what it's going to be like. Tournament legal. That's insane. We're going to have to start thinking about the balance on that, because like they overall hadn't been on most of the Universes Beyond stuff. I was like, that's the term. I couldn't remember what the hell the name of that crossover line was. Like a lot of the balance on those were pretty all over the place. Particularly, I think the Fallout ones were pretty wacky. Like it works in Commander because you've got such a limited, restrictive format. So like, only so wild you can get, but when you start running to, you know, standard where you can run 4 copies of some of those cards, like, that's gonna get nutty. I'm sure there's gonna be all kinds of fun rules errata and ban lists coming out from that. Alright. Have we run out of Azure Mist? We're moving on to the next zone. Where are we at next? What's next? What's the next alphabetical zone in Warcraft after Azure Mist? Oh, no, I think we're still in Azure Mist. Actually, wait, I have to check. Is it going to ironically be Blood Mist? No, and it's not alphabetical. We just got a bunch of A's in a row. Okay, that's fine. I was like, because to be fair, Azure Mist is probably at the end of the alphabeticals in A. Although I imagine there's got to be something before Blood, as far as B's go. I think of Warcraft zones that start with the letter B. No idea. Standard's been in a pretty interesting place lately. I've been printing so many various dual lands to help with mana fixing, so many really mechanically cool cards. That's one thing I noticed when I was playing a little bit, when I was just messing around with the commander decks. I like played a few games just to like mess around with it. And like, man, it's so much faster now. Like, with all the dual lands and everything else, like, it's so much faster to get yourself like off the ground and rolling. Okay, so this goes onto there. And then this goes onto there. Okay. Hard to get pressure on this because so many of these parts are moving. So like you put pressure on, all of a sudden it's like, eh, the arms start flopping out on you. Okay. We are just about done with this main chest assembly here. That on there. We're gonna get that on there. Three pieces left to put on. Now we gotta assemble it all together. And does it have me put this onto the legs right away? It does. Okay. We're gonna be getting a pretty good idea of the overall height of this thing here. We still won't have the head attached or the like backpack. I think some bits of the backpack, especially if you have the phase blades attached, will stick up higher than the head will, but not by much. We're getting pretty close to getting an idea of how big this thing is going to be. Alright, so this piece here, yeah, like this. It wants me to put the back around, pull these bits out, and then stick this onto here. So shimmy that into place. Okay, looking good. It seems right on that. And then same idea over here. Gotta get this lined up and shimmied in. Boom. Snapped right in there. And then, assuming we just shove that back in. Got a little bit of a snap to it. This side doesn't have. Something rubbing that shouldn't be rubbing. Let's see what it's binding on. There's something in here. Oh, it's that. It's that bumping into that. Isn't on this side. There we go. Okay, now it's fine. I think we're good. Alright. That's onto there. Last piece off the runner. Okay, sorry, I missed a message there. And the precon's ever best man in the first place. The fact that it's still noticeable, it's picked up. It's been a good thing. So many kinds. Overall price and a lot of drops down some, which is great because man, it used to be the most expensive part of the deck. Yeah. Yeah, when you were building custom decks and you needed to like get all the special lands and stuff in order to have like a functional deck, yeah. Saying so many like the cheap options was always just like run mono decks or like at most 2-color. Because there were a bunch of really cool cards that would be like tricolor, or like sometimes you even see 5-color decks. It's like, oh, it's a cool idea, but like, God, if you want the mana to run that, you are going to be dropping hundreds of dollars on mana. Like, it is insane. I remember back in like Alara, I was trying to do a 5-color shards deck, and like, God, that was a mess. Cool when it worked, but man, it didn't work. Alright. Shove you around the back. Get this popped into place. Okay. This guy's in. So now I can lift that up. Lift that up. How is this supposed to work? We put these both down. Put this down. Okay, I've got this. I don't understand what the point of this little, like, flap on the front here is. There's like 2 flaps there, and it's attached to the little button. It's going to control the lights eventually. I don't know what that's all about. Why so much of that is movable. Alright. It wants me to take this piece and attach it to the legs. So we're supposed to be able to take this guy. Assuming he goes, feet down. He's not just floating in there. That feels like it's not in there all the way. Hold up, we're gonna bring this somewhere I can get a little bit more leverage on it. Although there's not really like grooves for this to like formally slot into. Kind of just like floats in there, I'm not gonna lie. So our boy's in there. And then I'm apparently just supposed to like slide this like over the top. Gonna be a little careful as we go down. See if this slots into there and this slots into there. Okay. I mean, as near as I can tell, everything appears to be sort of lined up in there. Is there more? Is it supposed to slot in farther, or is that as good as it gets? I think that's in there. Very hard to tell. Okay, feet flat. Yeah, okay, so this is getting into the, like, a little close to the camera range. We're good. It's all fine, and then we can, like, tilt this over for a look at the full thing. And, like, again, like, I don't have a ruler here, but, like, thing's pretty friggin' big, man. Like, go from, like, my wrist, it's about up to my elbow. It's getting into the large territory. So hold up. Yeah, I think the next thing it's going to have me build is like basically 1 page and it's going to be the backpack, and that's going to like clip onto these two big square bits up here. Is this movable at all? I don't know what's movable on this thing anymore. There's so many movable parts. Whatever. We're going to get that onto the backpack. Then the next bit's going to be the arms. We got 1, 2, 2.5 pages for that. And then there's the head. And we got about a page for that. And then we're basically done with like the phase 1 / phase 2 of this. It gives you these like phases. It's like, oh, you can build it in these phase 1 and then phase 2, but like there's no stopping point for phase 1. You're just building phase 2 right away. Like you can't just build phase 1 as near as I can tell. I think phase 1 is like you're just assembling like the understructure, and then phase 2 is the like is the parts that are going to connect it all together. It's kind of how it's differentiated, but you're not really going to be stopping at phase 1. Phase 2 you can kind of stop at and just have yourself like a exoskeleton version of it, which is pretty cool. Like having all this detail visible and all these like there's printed on like support struts and stuff on there. There's like little greeblies and all kinds of little details on the internal workings of this, which is really neat to see. Considering that when we're done with the head and arms, the next step is to start covering all this up to get all the armor panels on. But what's the point of this little bit that raises up here? Is there any reason for that to exist? Can you, if I bring this here, can I like, no, I can't like open this up while this is in there. Like maybe you can like open the blue bit while it's in there, but no, you can't. Too snug. Well, whatever. We'll get that pushed into there. We'll get that pushed into there. I don't know what the point of that's going to be. Maybe, again, it's just part of how the light button is going to work. Is that there's going to be something that attaches to this that you use to, like, hey, when you push this, the light goes on? I don't know. We'll find out. I still have to, for eventually I have to take this bit off so that I can get the light in there. But yeah, I think we're going to call that a break for now. About 2 hours. Got the rest of the torso together. We've got him to another little stopping point here. Potentially we'll be back later tonight with some more of this, depending on how I'm wanting to go on it. Because I've still got quite a bit more to go, and like there's the final version, so we've got a long way to go till we get to that. But we'll see. We'll keep trucking away on through. For now, I'm going to call it apart. I'll be back later. Thank you all for joining us. Good chatting with everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to get out of here real quick. I'll throw up the social media links. If I can type. There we go. Better get up from my nap. Just vibing. Yeah, no, just chilling out. I was wondering if you were going to sneak that in there. But yeah, we're going to call it apart there. I'm going to go get myself some sleep. Not some sleep. We're going to go out. We're going to go hang out. And then maybe if I'm back later, we'll do this. We'll do some more of this. We'll see if we can get some more of this guy put together. I want to kind of keep trucking on this while I've got these 4 days off here so that I can get as much of this done as possible. I was like, if I can at least get the frame and the truss done, I think I'll be pretty happy. Have fun not sleeping. Yeah, that's the plan. Who's got time for sleep? I got 4 days off of work. I can sleep while I'm working. Alright, take care for now. Adios. I'll see you all next time.